Hey guys, it's Valeria back for another book haul. So it's been a while since I've done any kind of haul video, and I apologize for that. I'm an adult now, so I can't necessarily buy shit anymore like I want to or like I used to because I have rent and stuff to pay. So I haven't been able to buy as much things as I wanted to, but these past couple of months, I've bought a couple books here and there. I do plan to buy more when I can, because I'm hoping it'll help me. It'll help me get back into reading because that's been extremely hard. But I do want to share the books that I bought these past couple of months, and yeah, let's just get right into it. So I don't remember exactly kind of which order I bought all of these in, but first we're gonna go with Chloe Walsh Binding 13. It's The Boys of Tommen 1. I think there's 13 books in this series. I don't remember. But these are... I got recommended some of these books on TikTok because I'm on Book Talk and they recommend some spicy books, and I hear that these series are kind of spicy. I actually haven't read the description of them, so we're gonna do that now. Johnny Kavanagh has everything going for him. On the rugby pitch, he's a force to be reckoned with, even plagued with a hidden injury. Everyone knows he's heading straight for the top, but that means there's no room for mistakes or distractions. Not even the shy new girl at Tommen College, the one with sad eyes and concealed bruises. He needs to stay focused, keep his cool, and not let anything get in the way of the bigger picture. Except, before he knows it, the lonely girl has become his only picture. Life hasn't been easy for Shannon Lynch. Bullied and tortured, she arrives at Tommen College midway through the school year, praying for a fresh start, and desperate to shake off the demons that plague her. But when she meets the notorious Johnny Kavanagh on her first day, her plans to keep a low profile are at serious risk. As they fall into a complicated friendship and grapple with their undeniable chemistry, hidden pain and complicated secrets tend to be their undoing. But Johnny won't give up on Shannon, no matter what it might cost them both. Ooh, I'm actually so curious for this one. Damn, a lot of fucking chapters too, and it's pretty detailed, but there's that one. And yeah, can't wait to get the other ones. Next is The Virgin Suicides. It's a novel. I watched the movie, which was dark, but it's pretty much... says, in a quiet suburb of Detroit, the 5 Lisbon sisters, beautiful, eccentric, and obsessively watched by the neighborhood boys, commit suicide one by one over the course of a single year. As the boys observe them from afar, transfixed, they piece together the mystery of the family's fatal melancholy in this hypnotic and unforgettable novel of adolescence, love, distinguished, and death. And yeah, it just says stuff about the author. But I'm excited to read this because books and movies of things really differ from each other, in such a dramatic way. Watching 13 Reasons Why, I have the book too, and even that was way more graphic and different than the TV show. So I'm hoping the movie... I heard that the movie... I heard that most books, when it comes to tragic stuff like this, are more detailed and more depressing, so I'm excited to read that. I have The Lovely Bones too, and I watched the movie of that, and I heard that the book is way more explicit when it comes to the SA part of it, so I'm not really excited to read that. But the movie was depressing, but I really love depressing books, so I'm hoping we'll get into that, so that'll be interesting. Next in that, I bought a book called You Won't Believe Me. It's by Sian Balog, and it says, Willow is alone, confined to a bed with restraints. She can't remember how she got there or how long she's been there. An old lady appears in her room to feed her twice a day. Granny doesn't talk, but Willow can hear her thumping from somewhere beyond her door. It's not Granny's shuffling steps. It's too loud to be Granny's cat. Is it someone? Something? Then Granny's cat dies in Willow's room, and Granny follows a few days later. Willow will do anything to survive by freeing herself from the bed is the only beginning. Because there's someone else in the house. Who is this mysterious teen who calls himself Elijah? And is he the reason she's a hostage, or the key to her escape? Ooh, she's got more books. A Natural Deeds, Alone in That Night. Ooh, I'm curious. But yeah, this one seemed interesting. Survival's the only beginning. And of course, it's a mystery book, so it's like, it's gotta be interesting. Um, and yeah. Next is a book called Suicide Notes. It's about 15-year-old Jeff wakes up on New Year's Day to find himself in a hospital. Make that the psychiatric ward. Clearly, there's been a huge mistake aside from the bandages on his wrist. There's no reason why Jeff should be there. He's perfectly fine. He doesn't need to spend an hour every day talking to the therapist or acting out skits about feelings with other teens on the ward. But a funny thing happened as Jeff's 45-day sentence drags on. He realizes he's not as different from the fellow patients as he first thought. Compelling, witty, and freshly real, Suicide Notes is a darkly comic novel that examines the fuzzy lines between normal and the rest of us. I'm starting reading this one now. I'm like somewhat almost halfway through it. I'm really, really trying so hard to get back at reading because I want to so bad. It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I'm having a hard time doing it, and I don't know why. But yeah. So next is, God, all these can be depressing. So next is called Bones. It's a memoir about anorexia, OCD, and me by Jen Dixon. So it says, Bones is a candid account of the life of crippling anorexia and OCD and survival against all odds. This true story explores the complex interaction between nature and nurture that leads to Jen's talent for self-destruction. The all-consuming obsession that surfaces in Jen's early childhood make anorexia seem like an escape from torture and a constant compulsions. Anorexia's seduction leads to a dark freefall in an underworld of binging and purging, end-stage starvation, bankruptcy, and career implosion. Bones follows Jen into the abyss where anorexia no longer keeps the compulsions at bay, but instead fuels them, turning her into a neurotic young woman held by hostage by her now entrenched diseases. Bones is a story of suffering and survival, but devoid of self-pity and intuitive with a dry sense of humor. It is an uncensored account of gritty and sometimes repulsive aspects of mental illness that gets less exposure than the more socially acceptable symptoms. Anyone who wants to read a survival story has a loved one struggling with mental illness or seeks to avoid the pitfalls himself will find Bones a delicious read. I am obsessed with books about any kind of mental disorders. I absolutely adore. I really love reading about mental illnesses. Ooh, contents? I've never seen contents in a fucking long book like this before. But yeah. I'm excited to read that, and hopefully we can get to it soon. Next is a book called The Words We Keep by Aaron Stewart. So it says, it's been 2 months since Lily found her sister Alice hurting herself. Since then, Lily has been trying to be the perfect daughter, friend, student, and athlete. But now Alice is coming home from a treatment program, and it's becoming harder for Lily to outrun her feelings, especially when she meets Micah, a guy who has a troubled past of his own. Mike goes in treatment with Alice, and he seems determined to get Lily to process not only her sister's experience but her own, because Lily has secrets too, compulsions she can't let go of, and thoughts she can't drown out. That things that don't fit in with the perfect girl she's supposed to be. What will Micah think if he finds out who she really is? And will Lily ever be enough? This kind of reminds me of like what was it called? Every Last Word, I think is what it's called. It's got like the same, or like All the Bright Places. It kind of has like the same sticky note like attire. One of the author of All the Bright Places has put a comment on it. That's actually really funny. Oh yeah, and Kathleen Glasgow, Girl in Pieces. That's hilarious. But yeah, that would be really exciting to read too. Next is called, that's going to be depressing, I'm so sorry. Next is going to be called Cutters Don't Cry by Christine Dinsdrums. So it says, I want to tell you how scared I am. I see my world falling apart, but I can't glue it back together. It's like I'm watching my life as an outsider. I'm so lonely, but the thought of being around others terrifies me. It's all so confusing. What's wrong with me? Is this how Daddy felt before he left us? Am I losing my mind? So 19-year-old Charity Graff engages in self-harm. More specifically, she cuts herself to numb emotions. In a series of journal entries that confused teenager begins writing to her estranged father, filling him in on what happened in her life since he left nearly 18 years ago. Throughout the course of her letter writing, Charity chronicles her quest for perfection, a serious struggle with depression, and the pitiful realization that will not offer tidy solutions. There's a second book in this, just because it's called the first book in the SoCal series. I have it on Amazon, but that's what I'm gonna get next. It seems like an easy read. Yeah, it's definitely super easy. Not even 200 pages. Yeah, Kaylee is the what if, so that's the second one. So this is 130 pages, so I could probably read this willy-nilly without a doubt too. Next is a book called Massive by Julia Bell, and it's yeah. So it says, I'm fat. I hear myself saying, I look in the mirror, my face is gone hot and red. I feel like I'm going to explode. I'm fat. It sizzles under my skin, puffing me up, pushing me out, and making me massive. Weight has always been a big issue in Carmen's life. How could it not? Her mom is obsessed with the idea that thin equals beautiful, thin equals successful, thin equals the way that you get what you want. Carmen knows that as far as her mother is concerned, that there is only one option: be thin. When her mother sweeps her off to live in the city, Carmen finds that her old world is disappearing. As her life spirals out of control, Carmen begins to take charge of the one thing she can: what she eats. If she were thin, very thin, could it all be different? Again, I'm obsessed with books that have to do with eating disorders because it's not only triggering, but it's relative, I guess. Ooh, is there more? Ooh. There's like more book suggestions on the back. I'm curious. I might want to get into that. All right, last two books I bought with my father when we went out to go get a microwave because my apartment needs a microwave. And these are two spicy books that I saw on TikTok that I thought would be interesting. So first we have is book one, King of Wrath by Anna Hung. Yeah, I actually have no idea what these are about. I've just seen a page or two on TikTok and thought, wow, I need to get it. So we'll see if they're actually good or not. I have the other 6 books on my Amazon, so ruthless, meticulous, and arrogant, billionaire CEO Dante Russo thrives on control, both personally and professionally. He never planned to marry until the threat of blackmail forces him to an engagement with a woman he barely knows. Vivian Leou, Julie Harris, and daughter of newest enemy, the wife he never wanted and the weakness he never saw coming. It doesn't matter how beautiful or charming she is, Dante will do everything in his power to destroy the blackmail and their brothel. There's only one problem. Now that he has her, he can't bring himself to let her go. Elegant, ambitious, and well-mannered, Vivian Leou is the perfect daughter of the family's ticket into the highest echelons of society. Marrying a blue-blooded Russo means opening the doors that would otherwise remain closed to her new money parents. While the rude, elusive Dante isn't her idea of a dream partner, she agrees their arranged marriage out of duty. Craving his touch was never part of the plan, and neither was the worst possible outcome: falling in love with her future husband. Curious. Yikes, I'm so sorry for the lighting. Nothing I can do about that. So yeah, that'd be interesting. So I didn't realize that this has 2 books in the series, and I accidentally bought book 2, so I have to buy book 1, which is whatever. I just don't like the book is $15. But we have book 2 of Hunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. I have seen parts of this book on TikTok before, and I'm just like, yikes. I'm yikes in a good way. This is book 2, so I'm not going to read the back because I don't know what book 1's truly about. To my anxiety, because you really tried me on this one and I kicked your ass anyway. Oh my god, they actually do have warnings. Important note. As some of you may know, the first book in this duet, Hunting Adeline, was banned due to the warnings, but this is so necessary to have one. These are also available on my website. This book contains very dark, triggering situations, such as graphic I'm not gonna say that. There's also graphic violence and gore, torture, SA, kidnapping, psychological abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, explicit sexual situations, human. Holy fuck! Severe PTSD, particular kinks such as knife play. Oh my god. This book is significantly darker than the first. Please take these warnings seriously. Your mental health matters. Oh no. If you're experiencing a quick reunion, the book isn't for you. Don't worry. There's not any less spice. Oh my god, they have a song playlist on here? Oh my god, there's no fucking way. Bad Omens, Death of Peace of Mind. Oh my god, that's the Skillet Monster. Oh god. Let It Burn by Red. Yikes. I knew there were warnings in books, but I didn't know there were that kind of warnings. So I need to buy the first book before we get into that, because I'm not going to read the back of that. Those warnings were enough. Wow. Okay, I didn't know what I was going to get myself into. Good lord. Anyways, yeah, that is it for what I have now. I also am going to buy more books. I don't know, probably when I get paid or when YouTube money comes through. But, yeah. So yeah, that is the ending for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the thumbs up and hit the bell. See you in 5 videos, which is daily. I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.